As we get closer and closer to Worlds every single day, we are also getting closer and closer to the 2025 season. Some teams, their seasons are already over. Some teams and organizations are already entirely looking forward to the next year. And with that, and because of that, obviously Riot is starting to plan and get ready for that next year as well. And we know 2025 is going to be a crazy season that changes so much around the global League of Legends esports landscape. And some of these big changes are obviously going to be coming to the LCS and the new Americas League. We do have some new news and information for this league that we are going to be going over today. First, we have this from the LCS official. They say, read more about the exciting updates coming to the Americas and the Tier 2 ecosystem in 2025. They hit us with this article about the Americas esports update. The TLDR here is that they're excited to unveil initial details for the Americas as a regional league next year, representing a new chapter of LOL esports. I personally am definitely going to miss I think I'm always going to be used to saying like the LCS. I think the LCS is so cool and iconic, with like NALCS and EULCS being some of the biggest, most iconic leagues back in the day, and calling it like the Americas League or whatever is just never going to hit the same. It's never going to ring the same to me as LCS. So that's a little bit disappointing, and it's also going to be, I think, bad for like branding and name recognition and getting people used to it at first, but I'm sure we'll get used to it eventually. Who knows? Whatever. I don't know. I don't love the branding of it necessarily, but the league will follow a 3-split format, which some people love, some people hate. I don't know. I know there's a comment on Twitter that this guy's like not thrilled about 3 splits, made LEC boring. It's got a couple of likes. I don't totally disagree with that. Seems like it might be a little bit too chopped up, or like no individual split matters that much, and you have so many meaningless games. Like, you need games that matter more, not stuff that matters less. So I don't know. They have to be careful about that. Hopefully it'll all be refined, but I do think there's some exciting things as well. Split 1 is going to kick off with a tournament. Split 2 encourages teams to hone their skills while allowing fans to build stronger connection with their favorite teams and players. And Split 3 ramps up the intensity as teams battle for a spot at Worlds. They're also going to talk about the Tier 2 Academy system and how it feeds into Tier 1. So, they're excited. Obviously, we know LCS, LLA, and CBLOL are going to be coming together. There's going to be a North and a South league, obviously, between like the North American teams, the South American teams, LCS, and then LLA and CBLOL. We get that. That's not too crazy. The League of the Americas is designed to blend innovative competition with the rich heritage of these beloved brands, uniting the strengths of their uniquely passionate communities. This is definitely going to be a new chapter. As we prepare for this next chapter, we want to provide insights in the process of determining the Tier 1 teams. Our regional leagues historically have profoundly influenced by the contributions of exceptional team partners. Since the initial franchising, our partners have evolved significantly, adapting to the fiercely competitive and ever-changing esports landscape. Some excelled, some had to pivot, and some left entirely. This evolution brought us to a pivotal moment where it is crucial to reassess and ensure that our team partners are aligned with our future direction. So they're switching things up once again through a comprehensive evaluation process, including strategic reviews, in-depth discussions with team executives, and an analysis of lessons learned in recent years. We're committed to collaborating with teams that not only share our vision, but also have the capabilities to achieve it. So, getting more into this new Americas format. What the heck is going on here? What are these 3 splits? How are they different? Why are they different? Whatever. Some of it makes sense to me. Some of it still totally doesn't. So, the road to Worlds in 2025 will be defined by a series of innovative and challenging formats tailored specifically to the unique structure of the Americas. First split will kick off with a dynamic tournament where teams introduce themselves to the region, showcasing their mastery and ingenuity through Fearless Draft. Now, I love the idea of Fearless Draft. I think it makes a ton of sense, especially so many people's complaints about the League of Legends Pro scene is that once a meta does kind of define itself, you start to see the same champions, the same matchups, the same lanes over and over again. But Fearless Draft throws that all on its head, but also rewards people with deep champion pools and teams with diverse strategies. I think that is so interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a flop or a big hit, but I'm excited to see it, and I'm glad that they're at least taking a chance, because if Fearless Draft is a big winner and a big hit, it could really change the whole League of Legends landscape and open up new possibilities for teams and players, and really allow them to have a unique skill set. Having a strong champion pool and strong champion knowledge actually matter. But every match will bring a fresh and exciting experience, culminating in the first cross-conference showdown between the top teams from both conferences. Sounds cool. Second split will follow a traditional format, challenging teams to refine their strategies while allowing fans to deepen their connections with the players and teams. Top team from both North and South conferences will earn a coveted slot at MSI, emphasizing the importance of regional dominance during this stage of the competition. The third and final split will heighten the intensity, featuring aggressive formats with series play and high stakes every week. The split will culminate in a final LAN event where the top teams will vie for the 3 coveted spot at Worlds, while the top performing teams from both the North and South conferences will earn 1 slot each. The third and final slot will be up for grabs. So a big takeaway from this, and what a lot of people are saying, is that does mean the LCS, which has historically had 3 World slots, will only be able to get at max 2 World slots this year. But also, obviously, the LCS is having less teams. They're condensing down. So even though they have 1 less spot, hopefully those 2 teams will overall be stronger and more better prepared to actually do something at Worlds, rather than having 3 slots for teams that are probably much weaker individually and overall. So definitely a big adjustment there. We'll have to see how that goes forward in the future. Maybe eventually they'll give extra spots to the West. Maybe they'll take away more spots from the West. Who knows? Maybe LCS only deserves one slot. I don't know. But the LCS teams will only be sending 2 teams at max from the North American region this year. And obviously CBLOL now has a chance to send 2 teams, which is maybe exciting for them, depending on how those teams go. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We also have some Tier 2 updates. Tier 1 changes open up new opportunities for Tier 2. They'll support 2 conferences of 2 leagues. We have the North, which is NACL and LRN, and the South, CBLOL Academy and LRS. Tier 2 leagues will use a 2-split format that runs alongside Tier 1 split 2 and 3. Teams qualified through performance, with promotion and relegation now being in the Tier 2 system, which is pretty cool, and a full fearless format for all Tier 2 leagues in split 1. We also had some news coming out that, according to some sources, the 6 CBLOL teams that will be a part of the Americas are Vivo, Pain, Loud, Furia, Red Canids, and Fluxo. And I know people are saying RIP, Ints, and Kaboom. Some people are saying there's probably hints to Rainbow 7 and Astral getting the LLA and guest slots for the North Conference. We have, some people kind of sharing their thoughts and opinions, whatever, but also somebody said, can anyone please post a picture of the tweets? Twitter is banned in Brazil, which is crazy. But Luis Santana of Blue Sky reported and said it's Pain Gaming, Loud, Red Canids, Vivo Keyed, Furia, Fluxo, Leviathan, and Isurus as the teams that are going to be rounding out the Southern Conference. Again, this is not fully confirmed yet because, as Luis Santana himself here says, Shotana on Twitter, according to the official statement from Riot Games, the announcement of the teams that will be in the South and North Conferences will only be made after the end of the competitive season. In other words, official confirmation and disclosure will only come after Worlds 2024. So, new teams, new formats, new conferences, so much changing in 2025. League of Legends esports, for better or for worse, is not going to be the same. It's going to be totally different from anything we've ever seen or ever known. We're going to truly be entering into a new chapter, into a new era, and League of Legends esports will either get bigger and thrive and have a rebirth because of this, or crash and burn and maybe end up on a bad path. I don't know. Obviously, I'm rooting for League of Legends esports in the long run. I hope this stuff works out, but there's definitely plenty of changes that I'm both excited and skeptical about. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions as well. Pretty much of this video today. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.